Yes, hello and welcome back to the We Only Do One Take podcast. It is the only podcast in the world that is a complete shit show. I am your host, Turch, and with me in studio is my co-host and CEO, the wonderful man and the biggest rugby supporter I've ever seen. It's Kieran. How you doing, buddy?
I am doing bloody brilliant, and I want to say the Melbourne Rebels were robbed Friday night. Robbed. That Empire, worst calls ever.
I don't know.
I'm just learning about rugby.
I don't know anything
I'm learning about rugby. It's the second time I've been this year, and I cheered on with the crowd to say that they were robbed.
There you go. That's the most important thing. You know, it's just like me. I know that the Champions League final, the day of this recording, the Champions League final for the soccer happened. Liverpool won. They beat Tottenham 2-0. I don't follow either team. My team, Juventus, was kicked out.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say that Liverpool, they thoroughly deserved it, even though I didn't watch the match. Because it was too early in the morning for me to wake up, and I don't have Foxtel.
Fair enough. Now we're talking about sports. NBA finals are on as well. You'll be very proud of me, Turch.
Yes, yes.
Friday's a work day, right? And I work from home. So I made sure that I did my work, but I was like, I'm blocking out 2 hours for the finals.
Yes.
Right? I want to watch the NBA finals. I'm blocking out 2 hours. And a colleague of mine wanted to join me as well.
How exciting.
So I sent him a calendar invite.
I think I know who this colleague is.
Innovation and collaboration in the 21st century. And we innovated and we collaborated. Just so happened to be at a bar playing the NBA playoffs at that time.
Well, you know, sometimes you just need to go out of the office to really learn to collaborate and initiate and procrastinate. As all those things are really important within a business setting. And I think you did it well.
I think so too.
I'm just a bit sad now because there's no more sport for me until like the A-League starts again or the soccer league starts again.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a football fan, not an AFL fan or anything like that. Not really a basketball fan. There's no other
Come to the rugby.
Maybe I should.
It's
Why
the
not?
union, not the league. We go to watch the union.
So who's the Melbourne team in the union?
Melbourne Rebels.
Rebels. Okay. What's the difference between the two?
I think union's better. It's
right. What I watch is better. That's it.
Yeah. No, but it's very civilized because we do dinner beforehand.
That's civil.
Right. There's not too many people. That's probably like the soccer.
Yeah.
The stadium's not packed.
That's good.
So when you get on public transport to or from, you're not like squished like a sardine. So it's not too bad. That where they play the soccer as well, doesn't matter where you sit.
It's great.
You can see the fucking field.
Is it still called Amy Park there now? It's still called Amy Park.
I don't know what it's called.
Well, the official name for it, I learnt this not too long ago, because Amy, the insurance company, didn't build the stadium. It's a government-owned stadium.
And they just released the sponsorship.
Do you know what it's called?
What?
Melbourne's Rectangular Stadium. That's the official title when they did the budget bid for it and it got approved and all the signings and this and that. The official name is Melbourne's Rectangular Stadium.
That is shocking.
That is terrible. Thank God. You know, it's not as bad as Marvel Stadium.
Yeah.
Which I'm actually super disappointed. It's called fucking Marvel Stadium, the one that used to be Etihad. Etihad had some... There was something about it that sounded formal. Marvel just sounds like, you know, ooh, that's where the kids go.
I'm disappointed that we turn up to sporting events now and you've got to go through like metal detectors.
It's pretty sad, isn't it?
It is
or
very
get the
sad.
pat down?
Pardon?
The pat down? Yeah, they do the pat downs these days.
With the ones. Though they don't do like the full body ones. I'm like, I probably could have a gun in my shoe.
You know what? I think I've said this on this podcast before. I've said this in a drunken stupor. But I think ISIS could easily get more supporters if
ISIS.
Is,
yeah.
Is, or Isil, or is, or whatever it is. Haha. They could easily get more supporters if they just targeted the right people. And, like, for me, like, you know, they're like, oh, we're going to get rid, like, you know, we want Western civilization to go down. No. They've got to target the right people. Like those people who give you the pat down and make you go through the metal detectors at sports games. If they targeted them, I'd kind of be more on their side.
Right.
Think about it. Or the same sort of people at airports. Right on the side. The people who take a trolley full of groceries into the self-serve checkout lane at a supermarket. If they started targeting these kind of people, or people who don't return the trolley, or don't connect it up properly, or break the thing so I can't get my $2 back when I go supermarket shopping. That would be the kind of people, if ISIS started attacking them primarily or only them, I would absolutely be like, yes, you know what? You are doing the Lord's work. But currently, just trying to get rid of Western civilization, I'm not into that. I'm going to be very clear. I'm against ISIS. But if they changed a few things
got it.
And focused in on what the key issues of our society that is terrible, a part of Western society that is terrible, I think we're going to have a far more harmonious future.
I'm going to leave you with that. Come join the rebels.
Speaking of rebels. Jesus Christ. Well, Kieran, I don't really have a rant this week.
Okay.
But I do. You do have a rant?
You know how fucking long it took me to get here? Because you got those road train works and I was on the wrong side.
Yes.
And then I was like, this is taking too long. I'll be smart. I'll drive up and go around.
Yeah.
Because then I'll just hook a left.
Yeah.
No fucking left turn.
Yeah, it's
So
true.
I had to go back and join the fucking queue.
No, you should just keep going.
I ended up doing that.
You go down to Kieran Park Drive, whatever it is, where the bowling alley is.
Yeah.
That's the way to go for next time.
Bloody
I've got to
ridiculous.
admit, like, the train service has been pretty good because they're doing level crossing removals here in Melbourne. It's been pretty good for me. I've only had to use like the bus twice or 3 times.
Oh, that's not too bad.
And apparently they're going to be done by the end of the year. So for that station there. So I'm very excited for that to happen. Yeah.
So you should be.
Oh, very excited. But I do have a movie review later on.
Okay.
I'll do that later on. But I kind of want to have a bit of a rant about some stuff. And I know that you feel strongly about this. And I know Jess felt pretty strongly about this. So strong that she actually wanted to come on the show, this one here, to talk about it. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, no, save yourself up. She wants to come in because next week is our official final weigh-in.
Yes, it is.
So she wants to come on that show and adjudicate and help and get one of us to read the 250-word apology. I'm not going to say how much I've lost.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything
I
at the
think
moment.
we'll save it for the next one. And we'll calculate the body weight percentage on the show, do all that sort of thing. So we'll both have to actually write a 250-word apology as per our weight loss challenge. But this is something that Jess wanted. I sent this article to Jess to have a chat. And just try to bounce some ideas back and forth. And she actually went full nuts. Like that's it. So I thought I'd bring it in too. And we could talk about it. Because something happened in Australia.
Yeah.
It's not the election. It's not any of the sports stuff. Any of that. There was a potato chip survey.
If this is where we're setting today's show, stay tuned, people, because it is going to be one hell of a ride.
This survey company went out and surveyed what is Australia's favourite potato chip. Mm-hmm. Now, very important to remember that they are surveying Australians in regards to potato chips. So would you like to hear from the top 10?
All right, top 10.
And see if
Don't put them in order. I want to try and guess out of the top 10.
No, I'm going to put them in. I'm going to go 10 to 1.
Right, okay.
10 to 1 because I want you to feel like if this should be in the top 10 or not.
Okay.
Okay. So the number 10 is the honey soy chicken from Red Rock Deli.
I do like that.
I
thought that would be a little bit higher.
Okay, that's number 10.
Yeah.
I'm not so happy with it. I prefer the sweet chili and sour cream one or whatever one it is, like the chili one. But that's just a personal preference.
Yeah.
I just like this.
Yeah.
And the lime and black pepper.
Lime and black pepper. The truffle ones, though.
Yeah, even
I
better.
do like the truffle ones.
I knew this would be a long segment. Okay, the second one I had a problem with.
Now, when was this done? What year?
This is like right now.
Okay,
Like this
right
is this
now,
week's current news, you know.
Yeah.
The second one I already had a problem with. And the second one is burger rings.
Wait, you mean the 9th place?
Oh, the 9th place.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry, my mistake. The 9th place is burger rings.
Okay, that's not a chip.
And that's exactly what I said. I was like, this is what I was talking to Jess about. It's not a chip. It's definitely not
It's a ring.
A potato chip.
No, it's not.
And she goes, yeah, it is. It's made from potatoes, is it? No, it's made from corn.
Yeah.
So, should you include that in this list?
No, you shouldn't.
Exactly right. But Burger
It's
Rings,
gone. It's
wrong,
out.
wrong. Otherwise, let's just keep going. So number 8 is the chili chips from Kettles.
Okay.
I don't like any Kettles chips.
No, I don't like Kettles either.
So,
I don't buy Kettles.
yeah, exactly. I avoid it.
Yeah, it's out. It's gone.
Okay. Then number 7. Now, this is something that I've always had a problem with. Light and tangy chips by Thins.
No.
I hate light and tangy.
Yeah, I am with you on that one.
I don't know what the flavor's meant to be. And I think Thins chips taste like crap. They always taste too mushy.
Actually, I do like Thins Original.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I just think the Thins are light and tangy. Nah, light and tangy is not a flavour. Get a real flavour. Then number 6, and I 100% agree with this, is salt and balsamic vinegar by Red Rock Deli.
Okay. No, haven't tried that one.
That's alright. Well, look, I like salt and vinegar chips, and the crunch of the Red Rock Deli chips wins me over every single time. 100% happy with this being in number 6.
Okay.
Here's where the list goes downhill.
Okay.
Now,
I'm trying to think what's 5 onwards.
Okay.
Don't fucking tell me Twisties have made it in there.
Well, number 5 is Cheezels. And again,
Not a chip.
not a chip. Made of corn.
Uh-huh.
How is this part of the potato chip survey? I'm not quite sure. Number 4 is original Pringles.
What flavoured Cheezels?
Just regular cheese.
Cheese, okay.
Yeah. Number 4 is original Pringles. And again, still wrong, because that's not even the best flavour of Pringles.
Well, what Pringles do you like?
I like the barbecue ones.
Oh, I'm a massive fan of original.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
But would you put them as your all-time favourite chip number 4?
I would probably have put Pringles closer to the 10 mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. All right. Would you like to guess what number 3 is?
Don't fucking tell me it's the cheese balls.
No.
No.
No, we've got Salt and Vinegar by Smith's.
Salt and vinegar. Yeah, I don't like salt and vinegar.
You don't like salt and vinegar? That's fair enough.
Not a fan of the salt and the vinegar.
But the Smith's chips, you like them?
Yeah, they're alright.
Anyway. Number 2, what do you think number 2 is? Have a guess. Might as well.
Red Rock Deli, black truffle.
Oh, you're wrong. It's Cheese Twisties, which again, I brought this up before.
We just had cheese twisties.
No, we had Cheezels,
Oh, Cheezels.
and now we have Cheese Twisties.
Yeah, right.
Which, look, maybe I'm the weird one, but I prefer chicken twisties over cheese.
I do. You're same. Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. We're on the same. this is... And the number 1.
That's why I asked what flavour, but
Yeah.
I was getting cheese balls mixed up
Yeah,
with
cheese balls.
twisties.
Balls are not on this list.
Yep.
So think about all the chips that we've gone through now.
Yeah.
What and now?
No gravy chips.
No gravy chips.
Ooh.
No sour cream and onion chips. What do you think the number 1? We haven't had any chicken chips yet.
No.
Number 1 chip voted by Australia. What do you,
Original.
original by who?
Original by... If we had original by Smith's.
It's original by Smith. Is the
Yeah.
number 1. Now I can understand why, but it's still wrong. Now I've looked through this list very strong. 1, there is not one type of chip on here that has the flavored chicken. Who doesn't like
Shame.
doesn't like-
Shame.
chicken chips? Everyone likes chicken chips. You put chicken chips or barbecue flavored chips.
Yeah, barbecue flavoured, yeah.
You put them out, always going to go down the treat.
Absolutely.
None of those. No barbecue, no chicken flavored chips on this list.
Shame.
Red Rock's Deli Sweet Chili is one of my favourites, but that's a personal preference. But the thing I had the issue with this list was that they keep putting things in there that obviously were not chips. And we both
Three
agreed
times.
3 times. And they didn't they chose those 3 things that were definitely not chips, made of corn, and Doritos did not make the top 10.
Yeah, I didn't even think of Doritos until you just said Doritos then.
Because for me, I'm like, Doritos are so versatile. You can have them by
Yeah.
themselves. You can have them with the salsa. You can make nachos. Or you can put like a hummus dip or a tzatziki or something like it's. Or you can even put like a cheese on it. And use it as a cracker.
Yep.
It is so versatile. It is so fantastic. All the flavors taste pretty good.
Doesn't even need to be on a list.
Doesn't even need to be on the list. But it's there. It's not there. No Doritos. How this whole list exists without Doritos?
I'm just disappointed that Thin's original. No, Smith's original,
Yes,
sorry.
yeah.
This is really boring.
Look, I can understand. I think like the demographic for this, like the survey's demographic would have been like older ladies. So like, you know, my mum loves a good original chip. That's sort of her favorite. But then I'm gonna go on because there was some definitely, if they're gonna include things that were definitely not chips in this list, where are the barbecue shapes?
Cookies and cream.
What cookies and cream?
I was just thinking of cookies and cream.
That's not really a chip flavour. I think chips need to be savoury.
Yeah, okay, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, where are the pizza shapes? But now, don't get me wrong. I'm a fan of the pizza shapes.
Yeah.
But I do like the barbecue shapes better.
They're the best ones.
But I have to have both. Because I eat the barbecue shapes. I'm like, no, but I think pizza shapes are a little bit better. I think they are. And if I've got both and I eat the pizza shapes, then I'm like, no, barbecue's so much better. But if I have pizza shapes without the barbecue ones, I'm like, oh no, maybe the barbecue ones are better. You know what I mean?
It flip-flops a little bit. I like the chicken crimpy ones. They're always a good one too.
But you hardly have those. So when you have them,
it's a special treat.
It's like, oh, this is nice.
And then Jess came up with the best one, and I couldn't. She goes, remember the chicken drumsticks? That you used to get back in the day? I don't even know if they're still available, or if they are. I kind of want to buy like 50 boxes just to have in my garage, just for a rainy day when people come over and stuff like that.
Best chip in the world? Potatoes.
Potatoes? I've never had them.
They're an Irish chip.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I've been doing the keto diet, and Jess came home and goes, I found you something that can replace chips. And I went, what is this magical thing? Because I haven't had chips in so long. I've still got an opinion on them because I used to eat them. But,
yeah.
You know. And she came home with this bag, and it's called pork rinds. And they just get like pork like, you know, rind. And they turn them into like a prawn cracker type of thing. And it's got no carbs.
Oh!
And I'm like, oh my God. And the bags are small. They were like 50 grams.
Yeah.
I ate half the bag, and I couldn't eat anymore because it's so filling.
Fantastic.
I'm like, this is great. And just
no carbs.
Oh man, I was very happy. But the chip survey, I'm glad to say, was not only us giving it a negative reception, but everyone on social media was livid at the result. So Australia, not only are we right in saying it's wrong, we're also wrong because we've fucked up the survey. And I think we need, you know what? We do a census every 4 years or whatever it is. Whatever it is. These are the questions that I want to know. You know, not how much do people earn, what's like the, you know, what's the last time you voted or whatever it is, or how many, you know, how many people are working in your household, this and that, how many small businesses are. And I'm going to know, what's your favorite chip?
Yeah.
That gives me a better, more rounded
information
vision
about you as an individual.
No, just like, what is the standard Australian? What is his favourite chip or her favourite chip? What is the standard Australian's favourite chip? That's a real question the government should be asking. And I think we'll all be a lot happier for our tax dollars.
See, what do you think Queenslanders would vote, though?
I don't know. Probably Liberal.
No, I meant in the chip factor.
I reckon they're a bunch of either chicken.
I reckon
or
they're putting
barbecue.
like cheesy twisties in there or something.
Oh, yeah.
That aren't even chips.
Maybe.
Sorry, Queenslanders.
I don't know.
I'm not that sorry.
I was just thinking they'd probably go like that, you know, chicken or barbecue.
Western Australians, they're boring. They're Smith's original.
I guarantee Melbourne stuffed us up.
Yeah.
And gave us like, oh no, we're very like, you know, we like
have
to
our
drink
craft
it.
beers.
We
and
love
we
our
do
craft beer, and we have to have it. We ought to taste the craft beer, so all we'd have is plain chips with salt. You know.
All right, I've got an article for you,
There,
Turch.
what do you got for me over there, Kieran?
I've got an article. What is harder than getting into Harvard University?
The joke I'm looking for is my penis. What is harder than getting into Harvard University? Getting into Oxford? I don't know.
No. Becoming the Wienermobile driver.
Jeez, I was so close with the penis joke. So the Wienermobile, what is it?
Well, the Wienermobile has been around for quite a long time. It is there's a picture of it right now.
That's
Describe
amazing. I kind of want one. That's my next car.
It's a car that looks like a hot dog.
A wiener.
Yeah, it's a car that looks like a hot dog. It's the Wienermobile.
That's fantastic.
If you're near an electronic device, search Wienermobile right now.
Not if you're driving.
Obviously not if you're driving right now. Well, there's Kyle and Haley, they're two recent college grad students.
Yeah.
And like all hot doggers, they speak almost entirely in hot dog puns. I just have to read this out because this part's hilarious.
Please do.
They've relished their experience of their temporary post and insist that anyone when riding shot bun must wear a meat belt and enjoy the view from the bun roof.
Jesus Christ.
To keep this job, you really have to show that you can cut the mustard. Hot Dogger is their official title. Hot Dogger is the official title for young men and women who travel the country in the giant mobile wiener, spreading the gospel of Proceed Meats and their employer, Oscar Mayer Foods Corporation. Since 1988, there have been 6 Wienermobiles constantly on tour, visiting every US state and Canada 12 months a year. Now, applications. This is a great job when you finish college.
Yeah.
What do? You apply to be on the Wiener, drive the Wienermobile around.
Yep.
Their applications jumped from 6,000 in 2018 to 7,000 in 2019.
Yep.
And they just pick 12 people each year.
There you go.
To drive their Wienermobiles, which puts their acceptance rate at 0.17%.
I was going to say like 0.2% or something.
0.1%.
Like
the acceptance rate for Harvard University is 4.6%.
That's incredible.
So to be a Wienermobile driver means that you have got into probably the best Ivy League university there is. The Wienermobile.
I imagine like you got 2 applications, you put it into both, and you get accepted to both.
No, you put your one into Harvard, you don't get accepted, but you get the Wienermobile.
Yeah, it's you get into both, and then suddenly you have to make that decision. And you go, Mum, Dad, I'm gonna go to the Wiener. Like, it's at a more exclusive club.
It is.
I have to go.
Yeah, it's right.
Oh, that's amazing.
And
they drive. So there's 12 drivers. So 6 cars.
6 cars.
So it's a 2-up sort of system, driving around the country and Canada. So 2 countries.
2 countries, yeah.
12 months a year.
Uh-huh.
And just giving out hot dogs?
Pretty much.
That's amazing.
They live in the Wienermobile. They drive the Wienermobile. And they sell or give out free hot dogs.
That's amazing.
I mean, look at that, happy people.
Well, if they get paid well and they get to do what they love...
I'm not sure if they get paid well, but...
Well, if they get paid the amount that they're hoping for to get them through the week...
Yeah.
And get as many hot dogs as you can.
There you go.
What a job.
I know. I thought you'd enjoy that.
That's fantastic. Oh, Kieran.
Yep.
I had a fun experience with a gentleman on Facebook this week.
Ooh.
No flat earth this time, but podcast related.
Okay.
So I think I've joined you to a few podcast groups.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's interesting to sort of see a lot of people looking for editors, a lot of people looking for like ideas for podcasts. A lot of them are trying to be as professional as we are. I couldn't handle that joke either. But people just share like, oh, come and listen to my latest episode. And I sort of do that too.
Yeah.
So I'm on like an Australian podcasters page. I'm on like just a sort of a general one for the world. And then there's one called Promote Your Podcast, where you can put up your latest episode, talk about it, and maybe potentially get a guest from another show or whatever it is. And I haven't taken that on board yet because I figure, hey, we're doing pretty good and we're having a lot of fun. And the people listening to us like what we're doing. So it's always really good like that. But I put up our post for the last episode, which is episode 62. Is it 63?
This is 64, isn't it?
This is 64. Jesus Christ, we're good. This is episode 64. So I put it up for episode 63. And not too long after that, I get a friend request and a Facebook message from a gentleman.
Oh, a gentleman.
And I think to myself, oh, this is pretty good. And we also get an email in our inbox.
Oh, shit. I don't check their inbox.
Yeah. So this is like, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll check this out. Anyway, the email just says hello. Nothing else. Okay. And I'm not going to accept you as a personal friend. Like, you can like our Facebook page.
On the Facebook, no.
And he liked our Facebook page.
Oh, good on him.
Which
Well
is
done.
great. But I'm not going to accept him as a personal friend.
Yeah.
But, I'll accept a message from him. And as soon as I saw him, as soon as I saw like his page, or as soon as I saw his profile, I'm like, this is going to be some sort of scam thing. They're going to try to get some money out of me. Mm-hmm. So I thought, you know what?
You're going to be proactive. You're going to fight this.
We're not only going to fight this, I'm just going to make sure that he understands exactly what I want from him. Mm-hmm. To make sure that I'm going to get the product exactly what I want. And it's going to make him work really hard to do any of the kind of stuff that I need him to do for our podcast.
Yeah.
Because we all know we've always wanted the show to be hosted on Pornhub.
Yeah.
So I thought to myself, this is easy. I'm going to set him a challenge. Let's see how we go. So the gentleman's name, and I don't care that I'm saying his name. His name's James John. And his picture, as you can see, is a cat looking at an Apple Mac.
So obviously fake account.
And then he apparently works for Facebook. He's up in podcast promotion team of 2019, and he works for Fiverr. And he lives in Bangladesh. And I'm like, you know what? That is a trifecta of all the things I think I need. I'm amazed you can work at Facebook in a podcast promotion team and for Fiverr. That is a very busy man. And he is contacting me about this show.
Oh my God, we're famous.
So he sends me a message. Hello. And I respond, hello. What's your deal, buddy? Like, you know, being friendly, fun. He gives me a thumbs up. I'm very confused by this. I give him... So I respond. So this is me going back and forth now. Why did you want to chat with me, mate? And then he asks me a very weird question. He says, do you have any podcast? Okay. Which is very odd because he liked our page and he saw our post. And then I went, yeah, I do. You follow it. So far, this person who works for Facebook, Fiverr, and podcast promotion
is a very busy man. Can't keep
very
track.
Busy, can't keep a track, but also not very bright. That's okay. Then he says, yes, do you want to promote your podcast in iTunes Store? And straight away I'm like, we're on iTunes.
Yeah.
So I respond, our podcast is already on iTunes. I'd rather be able to promote it heaps on Pornhub or RedTube. I feel that's an untapped market for podcasts. You know, syncing up to porn videos and such. He responds, yes. I feel like he doesn't understand what's going on.
This is either a chat bot.
Yeah.
Or...
he's really confused.
Yeah.
So I respond, what do you think about that? As a listener, would you listen to a podcast on Pornhub as a platform? And he said, yes, I can do it. I'm like, wow, look at that. He's happy. And I'm like, I was very shocked. Are you serious? What is your plan to do this? This is a huge undertaking. He responds, if you promote your podcast, with a question mark, I am professionally podcast promoter. Please give me a chances. No, he's asking for chances.
We all need a few chances in our life.
True. And then he states, I will, all in capitals, and then lowercase, give you top rank 10. I don't know what that means. iTunes top rank, active listeners, unique subscriptions, real audience, real listeners downloads, super fast service in Fiverr, which I don't want. No one's talked about Fiverr. And then he just says marketplace and please contact me.
But you're already talking to him, so you don't need to contact him.
That's right. But you know what, Kieran? I was very explicit of what I wanted. We wanted this podcast on Pornhub. So I stated to him, no, I want my podcast to be number 1 on Pornhub. It's like you don't even listen to me, James. And this is where I'm like, okay, he doesn't know he doesn't know what I'm talking about. He says to me.
So you send him the link.
No. I said to him, he said to me, after I said, it's like you don't even listen to me, James. He said to me, I will give you a week 5,000 listen. So I said, no, I don't need more listens. I need views on Pornhub. And he said to me, YouTube video views? And I said, no, Pornhub. Jesus. It's like you don't know the internet at all. And then he says to me, send me your video link. I will check it. And then in all caps, I know what he's trying to do.
Mm-hmm. What's he trying to do?
He's trying to do. I said to him, oh my God, in all caps. And in all caps again, you just want to see my penis. And then he gave me a thumbs up and he never contacted me again. And that's the story of how a man from Bangladesh wanted to promote our podcast. And at the end, he just wanted to see my penis.
Uh-huh. There you go. It always comes back to the penis.
It always comes back to the penis. So, but seriously, we don't... If we could get this podcast on Pornhub, I would feel far more confident in our ability to reach out to the masses. I think it'd be funny. I think I should try and do something like that eventually. Download like a video of porn and put our podcast in the background.
Yeah, right.
And that way you could be like jerking it but also listening to us.
Yeah, that's fun.
And docile tones.
Well, speaking of penises.
Yes. Wiener with your penises is great.
I feel like this is a very penis episode today.
Oh, it's good. So I got a porn one later on.
Fighter pilot straw penis in the sky.
Oh, fantastic.
Airforce says it was a training exercise.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that's it. The Air Force officials said in an official statement Thursday.
Air Force officials' official statement.
I know.
Double
they're trying to make
official.
this sound very confusing. After yet another drawing resembling male genitalia appeared in the sky, this time over Luke Air Force Base in Arizona, during a training exercise. On Tuesday, F-35 fighter jet pilots inadvertently created a condensed air trail in the shape of a penis. Images which caused a stir on social media. But unlike previous incidents involving the use of military aircraft to create penis images, base officials insist that this suggestive depiction was an accident and the result of normal flight maneuvers as the fifth-generation jets engaged in simulated dogfight.
Who cares? Like, can you imagine? Like, oh, look at that! Oh, the jets are making penises. Quick, report it to the government that you cannot do the training drills that you have penises in the sky. Let them do it. It's funny.
No, but it's a good tactic. People can't obviously see my finger, but you know the aircraft goes that way, and then it comes back that way, and then it dodges the aircraft, and then it flies up, and then back around, and then around again, and then bam, it fires.
I'm into. Look, I think it's funny. I see nothing wrong with it.
I think it's great. I think it's fun. It's just...
That's like the guy who he does like running and he tries to run in shapes like the geo-tracking sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen that sort of thing?
Yeah, the one that said, "Will you marry me?"
Yeah, like that sort of stuff. That's not funny. Draw penises. You know what? We had, you were at the rugby on Friday and we had people over here and we were playing the Jackbox games.
I was at the rugby on Friday. It was great. I feel like you want to come to the rugby with me.
I do. I really do. But we were here with having some drinks with people this out, and then we played all the Jackbox games. We were doing the t-shirt logo design thing. We've played it before, and I posted up a photo ages ago about us playing it. But I'll tell you what, the amount of penises that were drawn was 100. It was just penises, and it was fantastic. And I saw. Do you follow the Hard Times, which is a satire news website? It's a bit more music focused. They put out an article literally this morning said Jackbox 6. Which is the next one. Like Jackbox 5 is the... Jackbox 6 will have a game exclusively just for drawing penises. I'm like, hey, that's about right. That's you know what? The rest of the games are about that. Basically, when you get a bunch of drunk people all together in a house, why not just have a game dedicated to it? But I think
it's a good game if you haven't played Jackbox.
Yeah.
Play Jackbox.
I think I ranted about it when Dan was here. Said like...
Dan the man who's getting it done for all Victorians.
That's right. He trust no dogs. Because we talk about Cards Against Humanity, how I'm just sick of it because it's always the same. There's no actual creativity that it's communism of comedy.
Cards Against Humanity is hilarious when you've got someone who hasn't played it before.
Yeah. It's always the first time that you play it. Every other time it's boring.
I got to tell you, the best game I've ever played is I was with my parents. They're friends, and they had a daughter who was 15. Right. And she was just so embarrassed to read out her cards. Like, she couldn't, her parents were laughing and giggling. Everyone's giggling. But it was just, that 15-year-old, I'm so embarrassed. Like
so good.
but it's so awesome.
It's one of those things where, yeah, if you play with a bunch of people that are around, like I wouldn't play it with my parents. Like even though I feel comfortable saying all the words and that, it just wouldn't have the same shock. Like it'll be so shocking for my mum. My dad would just be pissing himself laughing because he just doesn't care. But mum's like a bit more, reserved.
Yeah.
And like I wouldn't want to play with her. She'd be like, "What is this?" I'm like, "Mum, I do not want to describe to you what a bukkake is. There'll be just no way in hell. Like, because then I have to explain how I know that. You know what I mean? Like, there's an extra layer of knowledge. Like, what is a bukkake? That's all when 5 or 6 men ejaculate on a woman's face. How do you know that? And I don't want to have
Your mum would do that.
Yeah,
your mum would do that. She would.
Very exciting. What we should get
is some Cards Against Humanity cards.
Yeah.
We give them to her and we say, "Tell us what you think this means."
That would be funny. That actually is a great bit.
We don't tell her what they are, but just what do you think they are?
Well, you know what? We should get two old people.
Yeah.
That, and we choose a bunch of cards and we sit them in here and we pass them along.
Yeah.
And then we still have to. Then we have to explain it to them. That's the hard bit again. And both those baby boomers will be like, "But how do you know this? Where did you learn this?"
You're not my boy if you know this.
Okay, my mum is not that. That's not my mum. Maybe my nonna, but not my mum.
Touch.
Well, I saw. Speaking of gay things, I saw a film last night. Mm-hmm. Which I saw Rocketman, the film about Elton John's life.
Is there a film about Elton John's life?
Yeah, it's called Rocketman.
Do they play songs in it, like the Queen one?
Yeah, it's actually a bit more musical.
Okay.
It's a bit more like a musical. Like there's a bit of singing and dancing. Who would have thought? It's Elton John. Very flamboyant and stuff like that. Pretty interesting.
Is the actual Elton John in it?
No, but all this music is and stuff like that. And someone portrays Elton John and stuff like that. Oh, look.
I feel like I've missed this.
It just came out.
Okay.
It came out 30th of May or something.
How's the legroom?
And you know what? I think I've talked about this before. The cinemas nowadays have the recliner chairs. Always plenty of legroom.
Okay.
I'm actually quite happy with how cinemas are going these days.
All right.
And we had a big dinner.
This is why you don't do movie reviews. This is why you leave the movie reviews to me.
I had a big dinner beforehand, so I didn't eat any hot dogs or anything like that.
Okay, all right.
But I did have a lovely cup of tea beforehand.
Okay, you're ruining the film for me now.
But very exciting film. Really interesting portrayal of a rock and roll lifestyle, rock and roll sort of thing, and how gays were accepted within that community back in the day and stuff like that. But there was one thing that really frustrated me about the film. In the Queen one, I know a lot about Queen already, but even in the film, they sort of gave you a rough date, even a year.
Yeah, right.
And you could sort of go, okay, this is how the progression of the timeline is. It was 1975 and then 1978 when this album came out. And they just let you know.
Yeah, they let you go through the timeline progression.
Exactly right. And it was the same thing for the Elton John one. It started off with him as a boy and his relationship with his family and how he went to, he actually studied music at a really high education level and then played with a bunch of bands and this and that into his adulthood where he's just writing music with his writing partner Bernie and stuff like that into the stage where... And the film sort of ends where he goes into rehabilitation.
He was in rehab?
Yeah, he was on every single drug and alcohol.
Oh shit, I missed that part too.
And sex addict and stuff like that. And that's where the film ends and then it moves on to his next part of his life in sort of the post-credits and the credit scenes and stuff like that. Just sort of giving some words and stuff. But the whole film, fantastic, interesting, lovely. But... you can only show so much of a person's life. But I never knew what, even the year it was or the decade, not which year it was and where it sort of ended. So, his first album, I don't know exactly when it came out. I'm guessing mid to early 70s, but I don't know exactly when.
Yeah,
and because of that, I've got no bearing on the rest of the film and the timelines of when things happened and all this sort of stuff. And that's what really frustrated me about the film. But other than that, fantastic. The person playing Elton John, I can't remember the gentleman's name, did fantastically. Jess and I recently realised that the same person who managed Elton John and was in a relationship with Elton John also managed Queen for a couple of years.
Oh, there you go.
So it was like a full crossover. And you know what? He now lives in Australia. And was a judge on X Factor back in the day.
Shit, is X Factor still going?
I think so, but now they've got like Guy Sebastian. No, Guy Sebastian on The Voice. All right. I think it's been covered up by something else now. Like
right. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, like all these coincidences and like listen to all the.
So that's great, but the listeners want to know about the leg room. They want to know about the comfort, the recline. Annoying people around you.
Well, that's what I was going to rant about.
The service delivery.
That's what I was going to rant about because we just went to the general cinemas. We didn't.
You went to Hoyt's.
We went to Hoyt's. And it was a packed cinema.
Ah, God, get out of town.
And so...
What time was it?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock sessions,
Packed cinema.
In
Northland.
Night. Yep. And then, wasn't too bad.
But
behind me...
Online tickets or did you queue?
No, online.
Okay, good. Yeah. So no queuing.
Straight in. But
you didn't get back row centre?
No, so Jess doesn't like to sit next to anybody. Yeah. So we get sort of the side, like when the aisle where people walk up. She sits there and I sit one.
Right, this movie cannot get any more than 3 stars now.
Oh, look, I'll give it about 3.5. It's off the bat. But to the side, left-hand side, like sort of down the aisle, maybe in the back, I could hear crinkling of a chip packet.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, you know what? If you can't eat either popcorn or have something quiet or not shove food in your gob for like an hour and a half to 2 hours of a film.
Like you do it when it's loud. Movies have loud parts. Eat loud
right.
in the loud part.
This is like when the sad scene when he's like a kid and his dad's leaving him.
And you hear...
And you hear... And you're like, oh, Oh, I don't even want to do it for the people here. Fuck off. Get a real job. Oh. That's what my rant is. Like a bunch of just
3.5 stars, you say?
3.5 stars. Go see
it.
Well,
I'll see it and I'll be the judge of that.
Enough. Look, if you like a bit of a musical, if you like the music of Elton John, if you like learning a bit about music history and pop history and how things in relation sit with each other, I like all that sort of stuff. I preferred the Queen one over this one.
Yeah, okay.
But maybe I'm just a little bit biased because I like Queen as a band more than Elton John. And
yeah, fair enough.
And the songs and stuff like
that. Elton John is coming to Australia for a tour.
Final tour ever.
And I think a friend of mine texted me a while back saying he's got tickets. Oh, that's good. So I think I'm going, but I don't know. Turch, something that can help you in a cinema to make a movie experience more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Is beer.
Yeah.
Right. But that's not what I'm talking about.
No, I'm talking about I agree. So far, everything you've said, totally agree. Even the bit where that's not what we're talking about. Totally agree.
A Seattle brewery has cancelled the release of Crips and Bloods themed beer after outcry.
I saw this. I didn't get to read the articles. Tell me what's happened.
Well, I read it and first saw crisps. I misread it as crisps.
Crisps and chips beer.
I was like, what's wrong with Crips and Bloods? And then I was like, oh, the gang and the gangs and the...
Every time I hear Crips and Bloods, I just remember that episode of South Park where Jimmy and Timmy decided to join the Crips. And it's like, I was Crip from birth. So good. Anyway, so what's happening with the beer? They're not making it anymore because of people getting angry at the name?
Yeah, well, basically a lot of people got really upset with it. And people who aren't even in the gangs. Like, people who are not part of these gangs.
Don't you love when people get outraged on behalf of other people?
Yeah.
I love it.
It's
my favourite thing.
They're getting insulted. I'm like, you're not even in the gangs. Why do you care? Why do you care whether they call it Crips or Bloods? Anyway, a person basically said... I'm trying to pull up their Twitter. Look, the company's apologised. I'm very shattered that the company has apologized.
Absolutely.
Apparently they're very racist. Apparently the
What do you mean it's racist? It's just the name of a gang. If they said Outlaw Motorcycle Gang Beer, it'd be fine.
So yeah, and then we got one person from Twitter here saying, Mirage Beer, those new beers y'all are releasing is a dub. Y'all are entitled non-creative culture vultures that deserve to fail. Hard and fast. Fuck all the politeness. People have died over that shit and you're trying to use it to be down and cool. Fuck y'all.
Yeah, you know what? Don't buy poppies for Remembrance Day, for World War One remembrance, because people died to get fucked. Get absolutely fucked. People died.
I want to get one of those beers now.
Yeah, I know, me too. Just try it. It's just beer. It's fun. It's just fun. Just fun.
I'm a good fan of beer. I like beer. Gives me gas though.
We talked about it last time. I've been bloated with beer.
Yeah.
But for Jess's birthday next week, I will be having a beer.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh,
there you go.
I'm saving myself. Kieran, do you remember a couple of months ago? I talked.
You expected me to remember a couple of months ago?
But
I can't even remember 5 minutes ago.
It's true. It's true. Remember so Australia did a chip survey.
Tell me more.
No, remember about a month or so ago, I talked about the thought audit, where people online were getting...
Thought or not?
No.
Oh.
People were getting the Instagram accounts of people who were trying to sell nude photos of themselves online.
Uh-huh.
And reporting them to the IRS in America.
Yeah, this is ringing a bell.
And getting the 10% of whatever the income earnings for the thoughts and like that. So thoughts are, for everyone, I didn't listen to that episode. I can't remember which episode it was. Thoughts stands for that hoe over there.
Yeah.
Which is like, the Instagrammy sort of girls that post themselves like, near the beach in bikinis or a bit slutty, all that sort of thing. Some of them actually sell nude pictures of themselves. And made income on it.
Mm-hmm. And didn't pay tax. And people morally correctly reported them to the IRS. To pay their fair share of tax.
To pay their fair share of tax of this and that. And a lot of girls got really upset because they had to pay tax on the income.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wait a minute. I've been saying that for fucking forever. No one listens. But the next level of this technology has just come out and is scaring both thoughts and feminists everywhere.
Yeah.
And this is an article from Vice. And I hate Vice. But god damn it, do they make me smile. Because every time they write something that I'm like, that's absolutely fine by me, they think it's like the worst thing ever. And this is how bad it is. So this is the headline. DIY facial recognition for porn is a dystopian future disaster. And I'm like, ha ha ha. Tell me more. So, this is what they've said. Someone is making a dubious claims to have built a program for detecting faces in porn and cross-referencing them against social medias with 100,000 porn actresses identified so far. So, very easy. They're getting the faces in porn. Mm-hmm. For amateur porn, so people uploading videos of themselves or thoughts or this on Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is, and comparing them to real social media accounts.
Yeah.
So all those girls that do like a one-off porn just to make some money or do like little things here and there just to make some money are now being linked up.
Uh-huh. And obviously they don't want to be linked up.
They don't want to be linked up, so they might go by a stage name or a different name.
They've just done a one-off thing. It's not their carear. They're not there to show the whole world that they've done that.
That's right. It's just for like that one-off thing. Some people might say, and they get lost in the ether of the internet, this and that. So, this piece of software, apparently, not confirmed, but apparently can recognize the faces and sync it all up.
Well, it's just face recognition.
It's
used in two different applications.
But it's just some guy in Germany and China working together.
Yeah.
And are able to do this. And so this is a response from a feminist. Soraya Chemily stated in a tweet, "This is horrendous and a pitch-perfect example of how these systems globally enable male dominance. Surveillance, impersonation, extortion, misinformation all happen to women first and then move into the public sphere where once men get affected, it starts to get attention. And they describe this searching and matching of profiles as targeted harassment. Can you think of how up your own fucking ass do you have to be to think that this is one, targeted harassment, and two, only affecting females? Because
like it could be applied to males.
it could be applied to anybody, any gender. I don't care how many genders that you think. But if a guy did a porn thing and it matches the faces, I'm sure it'll match it as well.
And you don't be on social media if you don't want to.
And if you don't want, you know what? If you make a porn film, or you go in to make a pornographic film, and you don't eventually want to be found out, I think you just shouldn't do the pornographic film. There's consequences for your actions. It's a very sort of simple sort of thing. Like, you know, if you don't want your brother to potentially find out that you did a porno once because he came scrolling across it on Pornhub or wherever he goes to watch porn, maybe you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't.
And if people
But if you do, and you want to, like, flaunt it, go for it.
Exactly right. And so how's this one? The use of machine learning to control and extort women's bodily autonomy demonstrates deep misogyny. No, it doesn't. It just proves that you don't want to take responsibility for your actions.
Well, China, they run this now.
They run it all the time.
They run it and you get points.
That's pretty horrible, though.
And if you don't get enough points, you can't book a hotel or you can't get a home loan because you're not a socially desirable person.
That's crazy.
They're watching all the time.
Well, you know, it's like London. I think London is the most...
They're rolling... But in China, they're rolling it out. They've done it in like 14 of their provinces. And they're rolling it out nationwide.
Well, I think London is like the most heavily surveilled city in the Western world. Whereas obviously China is in the...
Yeah, but I think China's using more of the artificial intelligence component.
Correct, yeah. This is just more security cameras. And
because China's like, you buy alcohol, it goes... Oh, Kieran's only bought alcohol once this week. Yeah. We'll detract 2 points. Yeah. Versus, he's bought alcohol 7 times this week. Yeah. We're going to detract 200 points.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Crazy. And they want people to dob family members in and stuff like that. It's full on. Yeah. So I did a bit more research into this little piece of technology. And apparently in 2007, Pornhub basically put this software into practice already. So you can find, if you upload a video of Pornhub, it'll automatically go, hey, we think this actress might be this person. Do you want to add this as a tag for, like, you know, whoever your favourite porn star is?
Facebook has been doing that.
And Facebook has been doing it forever as well. Yeah. But Pornhub's been doing it as well and helps categorise porn actresses together. So if you want to watch just all the videos of one porn actress, they're all together in one place, making it very easy for you to have a good wank. Mm-hmm. And obviously the 2018, or even earlier this year, 2019, the thought audit occurred. So it just seems to me that all these people that are really worried about this just don't want to take responsibility for the actions that have...
Jordan Peterson would have a word or two with them. Take responsibility.
But it's... You made the decision to go make porn. I don't think there's many people who go into porn because they have to.
Yeah.
Especially to make money out of porn. Like, if you get paid to be in a pornographic film, I pretty much guarantee that was your decision. Like, you know, I'll give it, like, even up to 80 to 90%.
Okay.
You know, I'll probably go even higher. But, you know, let's just say that.
If I offered you $10,000 now to do a porno, would you do it? $1 million? $2 million?
$1 million bucks.
$10 million?
$1 million bucks, I'd give it my dick out and do it. All right. So, you have to discuss with the missus first. That's the trick. That's the hard bit. It's not doing the pornos. It's convincing the girlfriend.
Yeah.
What about you? $1 million bucks? Would you do it?
Oh, look, make it like $1 billion.
$1 billion.
Because then I'm a billionaire. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's true.
$1 million doesn't get you a lot.
No, but it does buy me a couple of investment properties where I can just live off them.
Yeah, it still doesn't. I don't, because you even buy 2 investment properties. What are you making in rent for the 2? You know,
if you pay them off, it's just all income.
Yeah, but you know, it's not enough income to have fuck you money each week.
But I just keep my job.
No, but then you've done a porn, you know, and you're at your job. If you're in a very conservative field, you know.
$5 million bucks. I reckon I can.
Right, you know what I mean? Like, it's got to be enough where you're just like, I now have fuck you money.
That's true. Okay, $5 to $10 million then.
Yeah.
I think that's a good sort of thing.
Because then you've got, fuck you, I'm going first class to wherever I'm going. You know what I mean? Like, you want the fuck you money.
I think I agree with that. I see where you're going with this. But
Yeah.
you know, 10 grand seems a bit low, even 100 grand seems a bit low. But when you get to that million to 10 million sort of range, I think that's something negotiable
Yeah.
can happen in there. Anyway, I just think it's funny. I hope this software goes everywhere.
So from penises to facial recognition in porn, what an episode it's been.
What and a movie review as well. Jesus Christ! I mean, the only other thing I've got is 4chan tried to bloody make the hashtag symbol a white supremacist symbol.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it didn't really work, but I could see where they were going with it. So basically, the hashtag they tried to say that it stood for Hail Hitler.
Oh.
Because if you have a look at the picture there, that's what.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Like, it's like two H's on top of each other.
Yeah.
And it stands for Hail Hitler, because they were trying to get Twitter to remove the hashtag as a tool to work the whole website.
People didn't know hashtag. We've had hashtags have existed on keyboards since 1995. It
used to be called the pound sign.
Right.
Remember that?
No.
Back in the day.
And then all of a sudden, people are like, I don't know what this does.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, we hashtag everything now.
Well, it used to be on IRC. Do you know what IRC is?
No.
It was like a chat sort of thing. And it used to be like hashtag the room, whatever it's called. And that used to denominate what you would talk about in that room. So it'd be like hashtag video games.
Yeah.
And you would join that chat room, hashtag video games, and people just talk about video games in there.
Yeah.
And that sort of got subverted into doing, to Instagram and to Twitter and stuff
Yeah,
like
you know
that.
what I mean? Like 2000, no one used hashtags. 2005, no one used hashtags. 2008,
IRC.
hashtags, bam, everywhere.
Well, it just became a really easy way for...
It still must have done the thing that we did, just no one was using it.
I don't know what it did before that. I don't know. But back in the day, it used to be called the pound sign. I heard this joke. Someone said, like, it used to be called the pound sign. And remember that hashtag campaign? Hashtag me too?
All right.
I just thought it was pound me too. Which sort of subverts what the actual... You're done, mate. You are cooked. And with that, I think we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you all so much for listening to this fantastic episode number 64. Next week, we do have the big weight loss reveal. It's going to be very exciting. Jess will be on the show too. For all you lovely wankers out there, make sure you follow us on YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, Facebook, and Instagram. And if you want to send us a rant, a review, or a death threat, please email us at weonlydoontakepodcast@gmail.com. Kieran, thank you so much for coming in studio once again.
Woo!
And we'll see all you wankers next Thursday.
Pound me too.
It's not bad. Good joke.